Hey, what's good? I'm doing a interesting discussion for you guys today for the horse deck. So I got quite a bit of the Doctor Who set. In terms of culture packs, I got like 8 packs. Pulled actually some really good stuff. I pulled no serialized card for the Doctors, but I did pull Soul Ring, 3 wedding rings in different rarities. One was Surge foil, one was a regular foil, and then one was like a non-foil extended art. So that was pretty good. And then I pulled a bunch of the lands in Surge and regular foil. So that was really cool. So, but the main topic that I want to discuss is the new horse variant that I had came up with. That I'll be testing this weekend at the Star City Games Con. So it's for anybody that knows Doctor Who, it's the Daleks or Dalek deck or tribe, what you want to call them. It's the machines basically is what or robots or however you want to put it in Doctor Who terms. So, but I was gonna make the deck by itself, which I still plan on doing. But I thought about some of the effects, and it's like that's even though the colors aren't what horses are, because the commander's blue, black, and red, but it's like that's still fits the 5 color theme of horses. So I can just go 5 color and throw the Daleks tribe in there and see how it does. so, but a lot of the stuff makes the Dalek tokens, which is a 3/3 menace, and it's like the saga is insane, and then the other two that I didn't pull are equally as pretty good as well. Um, so I won't be able to fully test it until Monday, or well, until next Friday anyway, when I do F&M. But a lot of the Dalek stuff is pretty crazy for what is. I mean, a lot of it just makes the Dalek tokens, and then a decent portion of it is like the villain portion. So yeah, it's like that's pretty good actually. And I have doubling season in here and parallel lives, so instead of making one token, I was like I would make two, or off the saga is like you get one and then two for the second chapter and then three for the third one. And it's like if I have doubling season or parallel lives on the field or both, then yeah, it's just gonna get out of hand really quickly. And if I combine that with horses, then I can also just make a crap ton of Crush the Summers, and if I'm gaining life as well, then a crap ton of horse tokens, and what's my opponent gonna do? Not really much. And so if they exile my whole field, then that's also an option. So, but I was just kind of thinking about that. Like, I mean, the Daleks have tokens form, and that's kind of what horses do too, other than life gain. Like some other Dalek in the one Time Lord card or villain card for uh yeah Dar Davros Dalek Crater, which is the Time Lord basically, and I believe he's a Time Lord. No, he's an alien scientist. Oh yeah, never mind. But I mean, he does the villain or some of the villain stuff, and some of the other Dalek cards have also villain uh things for it too for your opponent to choose. So, um, which some of it does like 4 damage to the opponent, which is not too shabby. So, but yeah, so that's kind of my idea that I was wanting to try with the horses. Something new, something fresh. Um, so I'm excited to see how this goes. The timey-wimey deck I also have in the horse deck too. So there's also the 10th Doctor and PR Doctors in here too. Which will just make the deck just kind of crazy if I can get them on the field. And then I also pulled the Nano Gene conversion. So you target a creature and then everything becomes that same creature. So and that and also includes your opponents too, which it's kind of the downside, but it's like if you're copying Crush the Summer and turning everything else into Crush the Summer, like I don't think you really care what your opponent has for that one turn. So unless they gain life, then that's an issue. But I I mainly want to play this card just because is like I can just go play this end phase, make X amount of horse tokens, and if I prevent my opponent from gaining life, then that's win-win for me, and everything goes back to normal. So at the end of the turn, so yeah, I'm really kind of stoked to see how this deck does. I think once I get tuned and where I want it, it's gonna be absolutely just terrifying. Especially if I keep the Dalek stuff in here, it's gonna be a freaking menace. It, like it's gonna just be scary as heck because uh I also have Sunquan in here too, so like I can just give him horsemanship and I I could just have 10 or 20 3/3 Daleks just swinging at someone is like, okay, yeah, that's kind of terrifying. So I don't think that will happen, but um, to the fact that I could potentially pull that off is like that's kind of terrifying to say the least. So um, this this may be one of the most terrifying horse builds I've put together, depending on how it goes. So, but anyways, that's basically it for this discussion. I know it's more me explaining what I put in here, but let's say if this works out the way that I want it to, and I can pull off some crazy shenanigans, yeah, it may be like I was saying, it may be terrifying. um, but I'm gonna have to thoroughly test this and see how it does because I'm still missing those 3 Dalek cards, and once I add those into a deck, then I'll have to fully test it and see how it goes. I'll probably be testing it for a couple months and see how it does. Um, I may not need to change anything, or I might need to change a few things with it, and then I probably pulled at least 15-20 lands from those 8 packs too. So I also put those in here, and I took out the basic lands. I think I still have 2 basic lands in here, but basically I took out a good portion of this stuff and replaced it with the Doctor Who lands. So it should, in theory, function a little bit more better in that perspective. So I can only hope anyway. So, but yeah, so that's basically it for this video. Thank y'all for listening, and I hope y'all are getting excited for the deck deck profile I'll be posting next year over this because I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. So So thank y'all for listening, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. I guess.